السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره، ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أما بعد، عباد الله، يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، عباد الله. All praise due to Allah, and His praise and blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, his companions, and all his followers, and all the prophets and the messengers and their followers until the day of judgment. I bear witness that Allah is the only one worthy of worship, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam his last and final messenger. The word al-dhurriya, it's a very unique word, and Al-Quran repeated this word many times. It was mentioned 32 times in the Quran, in 19 different chapters, 19 different surahs. This points to the significance of this word, al-dhurriya, which it means offspring or children. Our children. As we all know, family is the cornerstone of any society, building any society. And for that reason, Al-Islam gives so much emphasis on the importance of the children and the family and taking care of them. There is many verses in the Quran talking about protecting them, educating them, saving them in this life and the hereafter, ordering them to pray and so far, teaching them good manners. We're familiar with that. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. O who you believe, protect yourself and your family from the hellfire. وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. Order your family to pray on time and be patient with them. يُوصِيكُمُ اللَّهُ فِي أَوْلَادِكُم. Many legislations came in the Quran in relation to the children and their rights. And the Quran teaches us also the importance of making dua for them. As in Surah Al-Furqan, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said and praised the believer, رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. That they pray for their families to be a cool to their eyes. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam told us that each of you is a shepherd. And indeed, each and every one of us in the day of judgment will be held accountable for their flocks. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في مسند هذا في الصحيحين وفي أيضا في مصنف عبد الرزاق بإسناد لا بأس به علموا أولادكم الأدب. That the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that teach your family good manners and good etiquettes. So many hadith and many times when we talk about family and children, and I'm sure you thinking now, this is one of these khutbah that talk about the importance of taking care of your family. And it's not a bad idea, but I know that this is common because usually when we think about children, about our children, usually what we intend to think of, how to raise them, how to provide for them, how to protect them, and I think that's natural. But today, I want to give a twist to this topic. I don't want to talk about it from that lens. I don't want to speak about children from this perspective. I want to look at them from a completely different perspective. Maybe you thought about it before, maybe not. Today I would like to talk about how we as adults can learn from our children. What can we learn from our children? There is so many things we can learn from our kids. And I start with the story of a man with a kid had in his hand 2 apples. So the father said to the son, give me one of the apple. So quickly the son took a bite from each apple. So the father said, hey, don't be greedy. You know, sharing is a nice thing. He said, no, Dad. He's trying to find which one is sweeter to give it to you. The father realized at that point that, you know what, he taught me something that I wasn't aware of. That I judged them and I jumped to basically a conclusion and judged them quickly. He taught them how to have faith in my children and to think in a positive manners of their actions. I looked at children, alhamdulillah, Allah blessed me with beautiful children, and I watch my children as well as other kids. We Muslim community tend to have a lot of kids. But this time not about just complaining about them, but watching things that I learned personally I want to share with you. When it comes to children, I found one of the great character traits that they have. One of the great quality of kids, perseverance. Children they don't give up easily. They are goal-oriented. When they have something in their mind, they just focus on that thing until they get it. Have you noticed that? My kids, they drive me crazy sometimes. When they want something, they keep trying one way and another way, but they have goal in their mind and they want to achieve that thing that they want. And they will be very patient with it. They focus like laser on their goals. And many times they try to distract them, they come back to the goal that they want. I wish that this is something as adults, we can have that also in our life. That we have certain goals that we have in our life and we look up to them and we focus on them and we don't get distracted by them. Once I was giving a speech in a talk in a church and a man came to me and the talk was about the life of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. So I talked about how Umar was a very goal-oriented person. So an old man came to me and he said, Shaykh, I want to share with you something. You know, about 40 years ago, I had goals in my mind, and I wrote them down, 5 goals, and he took his wallet out and he showed me very old piece of paper that he's taking good care of it for, he said it's about what, maybe 40 or something like that. He was keeping it with him, and it has 5 goals he wants to achieve. He said, every time in my life there is a decision I want to make, I look at these goals and said, would that help me to achieve this goal or not? If yes, I will do it. If no, I will let it go. So I'm saying that so many times we don't even have goals as Muslims, as a community, as individual, as family. You don't have any goals in any area in your life. Just look at every area in your life. What's your goal when it comes to Al-Quran this year? What is the goal that you want to achieve? When it comes to your salat, your relationship with Allah, when it comes to learning your deen, okay, when it comes to your finance, what exactly that you want to achieve in your career, in every area in your life, you should have very specific and clear vision of what you want to be or what you want to achieve. Many times we don't have goals. One of the brothers just reminded me of what we look around as successful people always have clear goals in their life. We're all familiar with Martin Luther King, who have very clear goals in his mind, and he was always driven by these goals. You all know what he used to say, I have a dream, a goal that he wants. Many of us today, we say, I have a problem. We're driven by our problems. We're driven by the daily things that we are involved in. We're not driven by the goals that we want to achieve in our life. Kids have a very positive attitude toward mistakes. Amazing. Before kids going to school and being told in school being wrong, it means bad, they learn in their own naturally that making a mistake, it's a learning experience. You know, I get to learn that this is dangerous. I get to learn that this is not right. I get to learn this. They have very positive attitude towards mistakes. I wish that us as adults as well, we not be given up easily because the mistake or the failure that we experience in our life. That we see our mistakes, that an experience, something, an opportunity for us to grow strong, to learn from them. That's a very nice and positive way of looking at life. You know, success is not in never failing. Success is your ability to rise every time you fail. That's the true success in life. One thing I love about kids, the purity of heart. It's kind of like, it's very interesting how kids have very pure heart. You know, whatever they feel, they say. Very transparent. You can read them easily. Most of the kids. So, or most of the time. So they have this very pure heart that you wish that so many people have this transparency. You wish that people have this purity in heart. You know, kids, I give you an example. It's very common when your kids get angry at you or a child get mad, you can easily make it up with him. You know, maybe being nice and saying something nice or maybe giving a gift. Well, he will forgive you and he sincerely will let it go. Oh my God, some adults, they would never do. No matter how many times you say, I'm sorry. No matter how many times her husband or his wife said, I'm sorry. He will always hold on to that grudge. He will always hold on that negative feeling toward the person who done wrong to him or to her. Every time he pass by that person, it pops up. It's like the screen pops up. You know, a file of all the things that you have done wrong to that person will never go away. It's like a picture, you cannot delete it. It's somewhere in your memory. So it's interesting how children have this ability that I wish we as an adult learn how to forgive. And forgiving is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards tremendously for it. That the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that those who are willing to forgive, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ, don't you want or you love that Allah forgive you? And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said every time you forgive, Allah elevate your level. One of the quality of the kids as well, their ability to adjust. I just moved my child to a new school. You know, first day hard, second day wasn't, the best experience for him. But now, you know what, Friday comes, he's very ready to go to school. Quickly they can adjust to new homes, new life, new basically stage in life. I wish that we as an adult learn how to adjust to this. So many of us cannot adjust that my kids is not anymore a high school kids. Many of us cannot adjust that, you know what, my kids are not anymore kids. They are adults, they have their own life. I can't take that, comprehend that. My kid has his own life. She is married woman. She has her own husband and life now. I can't be like the old days, involved in every single matter in their lives. A lot of people can't adjust to that. A lot of people can't adjust to learn new careers or new knowledge or science that advance them in their career. They stuck. They learned something maybe 20 years ago in certain fields, and that's it. They cannot adjust to the new situation that whatever you learn doesn't work today. You need to learn something new. And worse than that, people can't adjust that they are Americans. There are still people thinking that another mentality in another part of the world. Their body somewhere, but their mind and heart somewhere else. They can't adjust to the new things that are happening in life. Our life today is quickly and fast. The change is so fast, so rapid. If we don't learn how to adjust as a community, as an individual, as a society, as a family as well, I'm afraid that this is not going to be a very good future for those people who don't know how to adjust. One of my favorite character of kids, and I love watching them for it, which is laughter. Study shows that an average kid laugh about 200 times a day, while an average adult laugh from 7 to 14 times a day. Many adults became, most of the time, borderline grumpy people. All the time, they I can tell you, I travel most of the, states and different centers and different communities, different countries as well. And I can tell you one common thing about the masajid. People don't smile at you. Very rare. If you walk into the masjid, everybody's like, do you have this serious face looking at you as you feel that there's something wrong in me? Do I look like a suspicious person? It's so strange. Al-ibtisama min dini Muhammad min sunnati Rasulillah. Smiling, it is the habit, is the most clear character trait of the Prophet ﷺ. It is something so founded in Islam. But unfortunately, it is something not common to see today in our life. Laughter, it's one of the best healing gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to you. I'm not a physician and I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that every research I come across talking about how important that you laugh, you smile. Sometimes we think that our joy bring our smiles, and many times it's the other way around. Our smiles and laugh bring us a joy. It doesn't make people around you happy, it makes you happy. I came from Houston, and Houston, proudly to say that in St. Luke Hospital is the first hospital in the country, and maybe even in the world, who use humor as a healer. You read it, you Google it, I don't have time to go over it, but you try to Google the story behind it. They have a whole floor, where people with long-term illness, they take them there and just, have clowns and they have fun and they play and they laugh and they smile, and they found a tremendous amount of change. In your body there is a natural killer cells that it gets not only more active, it increases in numbers when you are stress-free, when you're laughing, when you're smiling. Take your free medicine that's given to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 3 times a day, 6 times a day, as many as you can, but just keep that smile up. One of the things about children that also I like, discovery. Kids, they never give up discovering themselves. They try to discover themselves and the world around them. You notice that, and that's something very clearly you can see. When is the time that came for so many of us that we stopped discovering ourselves and discovering the world around us? discovering and learning. This masjid is something I'm so proud of, because everywhere I go, many times I mention your community here, one of the most learned community. And one of the reasons, because there's so many activity taking place in this masjid, alhamdulillah, and in your community. So when did you give up on learning? When Al-Hasan al-Basri, a man came to him and he said, I'm 70 years old, can I still go to classes and register and attend lectures and conferences? قال إن كان يحسن بك أن تعيش. If you think you want to live, so continue learning. As Imam Ahmad said, مع المحبرة إلى المقبرة. I will keep my ink and my paper until I die. When Abu Yusuf, the student of Abu Hanifa, was in his deathbed, right before he died, he heard mas'ala fil fiqh, something in fiqh he never come across before, about Ramy al-Jimar. Then he said, son, bring my books, let me write it down. قيل له في هذه الحال قال نعم ألقى الله وأنا أعلم هذه خير من أن ألقاه وأنا أجهلها. I would love to meet Allah while I know this, I discover this issue, I have a knowledge of it, better than dying ignorant of it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يرزقنا وإياكم التوفيق في القول والعمل. أقول ما سمعتم واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده وبعد. One of the quality of children that also I think it's worth noticing, trust. I notice in my life, people who tend to trust others, they are much happier than those who doubt others. You know, we have this suspicious look at everything around us. We have this, conspiracy theory about behind every single thing happening around us. You know, those who live like that, they live in misery. Wallahi, I feel sad for some people. And I feel like sorry for them. You know, to learn how to trust yourself, trust others, because that tends to make their life much easier. We need to learn how to trust each other. We need to learn as a community to trust the youth, to trust the young generation. It's not words, it's actions. You need to learn how to trust your children. You need to trust the decision that they make, and you correct and you advise. We need to learn how to trust our sisters, and we need to learn how to trust others. We need to learn how to trust people who don't look like us, or maybe not from the same jama'ah, the same group, the same ideology I belong to. Maybe I come from a different school, but I need to trust. There's no need for suspicious about each other's and doubting each other's. We should have that khuluq, which is we should trust one another. Kids have a sense of confidence which is always amusing. You know, my boy thinks that he's the best soccer player in the world. My girl, she thinks that she is the most beautiful one in the world. And this child thinks that he's the fastest one. Sense of confidence. You know, this is something needed in these days, more than any other quality for us as Muslims. You need to walk up tall while your head is up high. Not arrogant, but with confidence. Because if you don't have confidence in yourself, nobody will trust you. Nobody will have confidence in you. Kids, they are so active, very active. MashaAllah, all the time running and so excited and full of energy. So many adults became so lazy. You know, this guy went to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, you have to watch it out. You know, your blood shows that the sugar blood in your bloodstream is high. He said, oh, doctors, don't worry. Diabetes runs in the family. He said, son, what I'm worried, nobody in the family runs. That's why you got diabetic. It's not about the runs in the family. It's you need to learn how to be active. A lot of adults lost that, became so lazy. You know, one time somebody told me in the weekend, I'm so lazy that I see myself while I'm sleeping. So, you know, take it, be active and be more active. That's very, very good for your health and for your deen as well. Good, strong body, it means a strong mind. A strong mind, I can guarantee you it's a strong iman in it. Finally, knowledge. You know, kids, I think that's my theory, or that's my claim. I think this is the first time in history of humanity, First time in history of humanity that children can know more than their parents. I don't think ever in history there is a point where children can have more knowledge than parents. But I can tell you with much confidence that so many kids are more knowledgeable, more educated than many of their parents today. Thanks to Google. Thanks to, all these search engines. So nobody get mad at me. It's Santa Clara. So here we go, we say that, because they have access to so many things we don't have access to. And I can testify for that. My kids who are in elementary school sometimes tell me about things that they study in biology and science and in American history, or even in middle schools. They tell me things that is always something new for me to learn. And I consider myself a PhD holder, a learned person, but still I learn. I don't know everything. Try to have this conversation with your kids in dinner or driving them to that school. Spend some time with them. Try to exchange information with them. And also learn from them. It's not something shame. It's a very good thing to tell your children, hey, I want you to do, for example, this talk or talk about this subject. Make your homes where family come closer to each other, learn from one another. That will increase love, and strong family means a strong community. Strong community means a strong nation. There is nothing we need, and we need it more these days than a strong community and a strong nation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect all of us. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم يا حي يا قيوم احفظ أهل هذا المسجد بحفظك وبارك لهم يا حي يا قيوم. اللهم صب عليهم الخير صبا صبا ولا تجعل عيشهم كدا. اللهم من أرادنا والإسلام والمسلمين وجاليتنا في هذا البلد بسوء فاجعل تدبيره تدميره يا ذا الجلال والإكرام، واجعل دائرة السوء عليه يا حي يا قيوم. اللهم ول علينا خيارنا وأبعد عنا شرارنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تصلح أحوال المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم أصلح أحوالهم، اللهم أصلح أحوالهم، اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تغفر لوالدينا أحياء وأمواتا، وأن تشفي مرضانا وتشفي كل مريض يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم ارحم موتانا، اللهم ارحم موتانا واهد ضالنا واقض عن مديننا وأغننا بحلالك عن حرامك وبفضلك عمن سواك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. وصل اللهم وسلم على نبينا محمد وقوموا للصلاة يرحمكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا واعتدلوا تقاربوا لا يكن بينكم فرج. Straighten the line. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى
ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. الله.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, tonight at 7 p.m. there will be an Al-Maghrib class titled Forever, A Journey Through Heaven and Hell with Shaykh Waleed Basyouni, who Jazallah Khair was our khatib today. And this class will continue tomorrow and on Sunday. You can check the Al-Maghrib website for details. The Eid Bazaar is tomorrow from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. in the new building. And there are a couple of requests for dua. Sister Farzana Jabin had brain aneurysm. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give her complete and speedy recovery and keep her in good health. Also, Dr. A.R. Kidwai passed away in India. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive him and place him in Al-Firdaus al-A'la. Make dua for them. Assalamu alaikum.